You know the problem with going into Marvel movies these days? All of you guys trying to, just going to watch Marvel movies just for the credit scenes. Expecting something crazy to happen. These kind of expectations is where, people come back and then disappoint. Like, first of all, they don't watch the movie properly. And then afterwards, when the credit scene finally come up, they get, overly excited for the credit scene. And when the credit scene actually happens, it is completely something else, and then they're severely disappointed, and they come out of the movie hall and then they're like, भाई ये तो बकवास मूवी थी भाई, कुछ देखने मिला ही नहीं, टाइम वेस्ट हो गया, ऊपर से वो जो लास्ट के जो क्रेडिट सीन देख लिया हमने. कम ऑन भाई, मूवी देखने आए हो कि क्रेडिट सीन देखने आए हो? Anyway, coming back to the movie, how was the movie? How was Fantastic Four the first steps? I thought that movie was absolutely amazing, bhai. It was a really good movie, honestly. Like, going into first time Fantastic Four getting introduced into the MCU, I did not really have much expectations, honestly. Like, before I went to the movie, the reviews are already out and people were talking about how this movie is, does not have much and did not deliver to what expectations were. So from the get-go, I had it in my mind that maybe the movie is not as good as people thought, or maybe even I expected it to be, because this is a movie that is supposed to lead into Doomsday, right? So I was under the mindset it was gonna be something underwhelming. Oh, by the way, just before we get any further from this point, a huge spoiler alert, because I am gonna talk about everything. So you get to know how they get the powers, and the whole movie is going good, and suddenly, boom, and then a huge threat comes their way, that is Galactus. And by God, is Galactus looks so freaking good. And before I forget, I was not gonna watch this movie in IMAX initially. I was like, IMAX क्यों देखना है? पहले तो reviews अच्छे नहीं आ रहे, IMAX देखने का क्या फायदा? So I was second doubting myself, but let me tell you, looking at Galactus in freaking IMAX was one hell of an experience, bro. It was amazing. The movie doesn't really, let you have that breathing moment. You're like, bhai, okay, ऐसे slow moment दिखा देते हैं, फिर we'll bring in the action scenes and then like fast pace कर देंगे. Pacing was beautifully done from the beginning till the end. कुछ भी ऐसे, you don't really find yourself having a breathing space कि like, भाई, एक scene हो गया, दूसरा scene हो गया. It just things keep happening and happening, and all of a sudden they are suddenly fighting Galactus in the end. Basically, their Earth is different. It's not the 616 Earth which you have seen in the MCU. It's a different Earth, and it's been marked for death by Galactus. Galactus is someone who eats planets to satisfy his hunger. So before he comes, Fantastic Four decides to go talk to him. And when they do, he says, and Sue's pregnant as well. So, and when they do talk to him, he says, I'll spare your Earth if you give me that child, because of course he's a broker character. He's like, तुम्हारा बेटा overpowered है, OP है, he's broken, so I'm gonna have to nerf him by eating. So that is what he demands, and obviously वो मना कर देता है. And this is what I even asked Arbaz, when I was in the movies, like, if you were in that situation, what would you do? And when questions like this come up, I've addressed this before as well. When questions like this come up, like a debate, suddenly the movie becomes really good. Like you sitting in the theater, you having that tension that about what path taken would be right here. When that happens, it automatically becomes a movie which is good. Similarly with what happened with Thanos. Like, I know everyone is gonna be like, bro, what? I out of your mind trying to support Thanos' decision here. But think about it. Think about it for a second. Resources are limited. You can just save that by bringing the population down. And how do you do that? He calls it mercy. don't take this seriously, by the way. So that is what happens here. Is either Sue's son or the planet. So Fantastic Four, of course, plan on giving up neither. They plan on how to escape his brutality, Galactus's brutality. So that is what happens. And when they go there, when they go to meet Galactus, my God, what a lovely scene, bro! Like he's just sitting there on his chair or whatever, his spaceship, and is huge. My God, like it happens in very early in the movie, by the way, that scene. And by that time, I was still under the impression maybe it's not good. And when that scene happened, I was like, my God, were the reviews or not? Because that scene itself changed so much in my mind about the whole movie. It literally, brings in the chills in you. Like, man, I miss watching this level of, cinema. So a few complaints about the movie is until the last scene, there's not much action, and that is what I think people are also complaining about. But for me and for my friends, we did not realize there is no action in the movie until the action started. Because that's how good the storytelling was until then. So that you don't realize that the action hasn't happened yet. Anyway, so that was my thoughts about the Fantastic Four movie. It had its ups and downs. In the end, it was a solid experience. Another complaint is the runtime is very short. It's barely less than 2 hours, and it makes you sit there wanting for more. So that was another complaint. Apart from that, the movie is very 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 good. So based on that, I would like and again, it was a pretty grounded movie because it was supposed to be their first an entrance to it. But if despite it being grounded and having Galactus in it, makes up for it. So that is also really good. So considering everything, I would like to rate the movie a solid 8 on 10. It was a beautiful experience. You should go watch it if you're wondering. Anyway, if you like the review, then you know what to do. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, oh boy.